going to be talking to the recording now, Sprat.
Okay.
But you can add in whatever you want. You can fart if you want to. You can leave your farts behind. Because your friends don't fart, and if they don't fart, then they're probably going to smell a lot better than I do. Sweet. At some point I will probably cut this video to start. I hope I have video editing on my phone. Anyway. This is going to be an exercise from a Japanese martial arts style called sumo. You probably associate sumo with big, chunky guys. And also them being like mostly naked. But I don't really want to do the mostly naked part, and I'm not quite at the level of chunkiness, but you can still practice it. A major reason why it's an important and useful practice, especially when you have to stay home all the time, is that sumo wrestlers, while they're big and chunky, they are like 90% of their chunkiness is muscle, with like a small percentage of that chunkiness being fat on top that works as kind of armor for them. The other reason is because sumo wrestlers are extremely flexible. They're throwing around hundreds of pounds of other person and hundreds of pounds of themselves to try to win these really, really short, intense matches. And if they're not super flexible, then their bodies are just going to break. So a lot of the times, sumo wrestlers are able to do like a full split and then take that split and then put their face on the ground. So the exercise I'm going to show you is a stretching routine that a sumo wrestler would use in the morning when they wake up as the beginning of their day, before they do all of their real training, to warm their body up, to build up their flexibility, and to like get things moving. If you want to follow along, there's 3 major points that you need to be able to do. There's 3 major poses. The first pose that I want everybody to be able to do is a sitting position in sumo. So you'll look and you'll see my feet are together. My knees are kind of bent, my back's straight. To sit in sumo style, I'm going to turn my feet out 45 degrees, keep my back straight, and just drop straight down. You'll notice my heels come up off the ground, my hands are on my knees, and my back is straight. If you watch this, you'll see that if I'm doing this correctly, my body goes straight up and down. Zoop. On the side. Zoop. Zoop. Right? If I lean forwards, it's a very wobbly motion. So, straight up and down. Then there is a sumo crouching stance, which starts similarly to a lot of martial arts styles horse stance, where the feet are a bit wider than shoulder width apart. Then you turn the toes out to that 45-degree angle again. And then you sit your butt back down like you're trying to sit on a toilet that's way behind you. And you can put your elbows on your knees if you want to support yourself, but you also can be here, you can be here. There's a lot of this strong positioning. A really key part though is a 90-degree angle in the knee. If your knees aren't 90 degrees, then you're not going to be able to push very hard. You're not going to have a lot of connection to the ground. To the point where, like, if you have to tighten your stance up to get that 90 degree, that's better than being like, oh, look at how wide my stance is, but my knees are really, really straight. Ooh, not so great. From the side, that's going to look like this. You'll notice that my back is straight. Right? If I go like this, then I lose that connection to the ground as well. So I want my back to be straight, like I just finished a twerk. Finally, there is just a sumo standing position, which is pretty relaxed. You want your feet to be under your shoulders. Turn your toes out, again, because we always do that. And then bend your knees. Because if you weigh 300 pounds and your knees are locked, then every time you take a step, you're putting like 600 pounds of pressure on your cartilage. And that shit ain't gonna last long. So you've got standing, crouching, and sitting. Okay, so to start, the actual stretching, you get into a sitting position, right? And you breathe. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Which I will probably not do very much this video because my nose is really blocked because I have a really shitty nose. Then flip your hands over, clap in the air in front of you. Stretch your wrists. Arms out to the side. And really feel your range of motion for that. Lift like you're lifting something with your pinky fingers. Keep that pressure up to lift it with your pinky fingers. Bring it up, turn it over, and down. Cool. Step 1. Step 2. You're going to get into the crouch. Scoop the leg in, lift it up. And when you can't hold it anymore, you stomp. You want this to be a really short one. If you spend a lot of time with that leg in the air, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You want it to be as straight as it can and as high as it can. And the leg that's still on the ground, you want to keep in that bend. If you keep that good bend with the other leg, then that will be a huge stomp. If you don't, it will just be kind of you touching the ground. That's step 2, the stompy thing. Then, you've got a nice leg stretch. Right? Try to keep your back straight, try to keep your hands on your knees, try to keep those toes off the ground. When you switch sides, try to keep your butt as low as you can. You may hear my partner doing yoga breathing in the background. They're upstairs. You also may not, I have no idea. Right, come back to the center, that's step 3. Step 4, do I have enough space behind me? Not quite. Get into as low of a split as you can. For me, my splits suck because I don't do this exercise often enough, but that's life. When you can't go any further, drop your fists in between your feet, go a little further, and then walk yourself backwards. You want to plop your butt on the ground, keep your legs straight, don't bend your knees. When you're doing splits, don't bend your knees until your feet are back together. If I bend my knees right now, I'm probably going to be fine. But I run a really high risk of just popping my hip out of joint, or just putting a really uncomfortable strain on it. Cool. From here, right, try to remember to keep your back straight, try to keep your split out. If you need to open your split a little bit more, you can push yourself out. Boop. Right. From here, one arm on the inside, one arm over top, and try to reach with both hands. Look up at the ceiling through your armpit, and feel that stretch right here. Back to center, to the other side. Cool. Then make a square with your arms in front of you at shoulder height, and turn it all the way to the right. Bring it back to center, turn it all the way to the left. Cool. Now, reach down, grab your arm, grab your legs, not your arms, because your arms are up here. Grab your legs, and try to pull your face flat on the ground in front of you. I'm not going to make it that far, but I'm going to try. Now, a key thing here is you want to pull with your arms like you're doing a pull-up, but you also want to be using your back and your stomach muscles to pull yourself down. Don't fight your arms with your stomach. Work together. If you have a friend that can step on your back and push you a little bit further, great, but that friend really should know how to make sure they're not going to break you, so maybe not great. Right, but you go down, and you pull, and when you get to a point where it's really uncomfortable, pull a little bit further, and hold it for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. Come up, and again, legs together, then breathe. Great. Then we get into a crouching position. So start here, right? One fist down, another fist down. These fists are going to stay locked. See how I've got this little plus here? They're going to stay in that spot. Take my body weight, go forward. I should be able to take my toes off the ground. Then, take my body weight and go backwards, like I'm trying to sit down on something behind me. This is a great counter stretch for the split that you just did, or that I just did. Who knows if you did it. Haha. Then come back to center. And then the next step you have to do all in one smooth motion. So I'm going to show it one step at a time. You're going to come hands to your chest, up straight. Notice I've still got my 90-degree angle. And then forward strike with both hands. So in one smooth motion that looks like this. Right, and now I'm ready. Next we are going to do outward palm strikes. So notice I've got this ankle. When I want to turn to my left, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my body, upper body that way. This knee's going to bend more, and that knee's going to straighten. Now I'm facing that way. And I can come back to center, and I can go that way. You may want to practice that a couple times. If you're finding your stance is already too wide, then bring it a little closer. As I turn, my hands are going to be here. The hand that's closer to the wall is going to strike towards the wall. Come back to center, strike that way. Do this a few times. I usually do like 8. Cool, right? Check your stance again. I notice I'm coming up. Whew. Right? Cool. So we got forward palm, outward palm. Slapstick is my favorite one. From here, you're going to do the same kind of motion of turning your body, but instead of striking outward with the arm, or striking out with the arm, you're going to take this outward striking arm and you're going to come up and backhand yourself in the forehead. This is your own judgment. Don't hit yourself so hard that you're going to knock yourself out, but hit yourself like a little bit. This is because in sumo, you're allowed to hit other people as hard as you want, as long as it's with an open hand. So let's say you're trying to push the other guy out of the ring, and he decides to hit you like this. Totally legal. And if you haven't practiced hitting yourself first, it's going to suck. But if you have practiced hitting yourself first, you're just not going to care. So the outward hand is going to come up, hit yourself in the head. This hand, instead of just kind of chilling here, is going to come in and hit yourself in the inner thigh. Same concept. You're going to get hit. It's better for you to do the hitting and for you to get strong than for your opponent to do the hitting and for you to get hurt. So what that's going to look like is from the center, here, and back to center. Fix your glasses. Cool. Right? From here, imagine yourself picking up the heaviest medicine ball you can. So, me, I'm probably only picking up like an 80-pound medicine ball right now. I'm tired. My arms hurt. But I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to put it over my shoulder. Then I'm looking at the ground. I'm going to throw it at the ground in between my legs. But I catch it. Pick it back up, over the other shoulder. And then let it go. Slapstick, baller, yeah. Out of the crouch finally. Ooh, shake it out a little bit if you want to. I know I do. And then, reach for this guy. Woo. Make sure you're in a sumo standing position. So, feet are turned out, knees are bent a little bit. And for this one, I want you guys to imagine that I've got a stick going from my butt cheeks to the ground beneath my knees, between my heels. Wow, words. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my upper body, take this backhand and touch that stick Then this upper hand is going to try to follow it, but I'm going to bend backwards and try to slide my hand down and stick towards the ground. So like this. Right? Key thing here is I'm not just like, hee I got it. I'm trying to keep from bending forward at this part. This part's bending that way. Right? I'm not collapsing my chest towards my knees. I'm bringing backwards. And then the other side. Nearly done. Get back into a crouch. This one I like to call gun show. Start by slapping the ground in front of you. Big circle. Big circle. Slap behind you. Bring this to your chest with your fingers facing down. Flip them up. Reach up. Grab the sky. Rip the sky out of the sky. And bring it up here. See my guns? That's it. Then, you have the last step, which is in the sumo stance where you're standing. Here. Reach for the sky. That's it. Now in traditional sumo, you would do that. Woo, excuse me. Root beer. One time in each direction for the cardinal directions. I think this is east, so I think I started with the right direction. But let me show you what it looks like when you just go through them without stopping to narrate. You may die. I may die. A key part for this is that this is now the beginning of my day. I know I just did it facing you guys, but this is the beginning of my day anyway. That's what this breathing is for. Let's see if I can get that back straight. Great. Wonderful. Ooh, and my least favorite part. Let's ooh, although I think I'm already going a bit lower. Oh. Don't fall on a throwing knife. Did not fall on a throwing knife. Great. Let's scoot forward for you guys. Woo. Wow, I'm feeling it. Heart rate's going up. That's 2. I'm feeling it. Now for y'all to see the booty side. Yeah. I don't like splits. Oh. Stay straight. A little better. Cool, didn't fall. Oh. Yeah, I about died. One more direction to go. I'm probably not going to die.
You can do it.
But I might. I can already feel myself wanting to bend forward. But I also already know that if I bend forward, this takes more work. Ooh, feeling it, feeling it. Nope, that was weak. This leg came off. Yeah. Step, step, step. Slightly better. Good, good. Oh, my sweat's making it a little bit easier for me to move my legs together. Yeah. Silver lining. I swear, I'm gonna find out that like this whole time my phone hasn't been recording. And that's when my next video is gonna be about a Japanese tradition called seppuku, where I kill myself.
Don't do that.
Okay, not gonna be my next video. Wow. That's the one that's killing me. Whew, my heart rate.